Thank you.
No, that's fair. Why did someone server muted? What the?
Go see.
No, on server mute C.
Yeah, server mute. Server mute C. Now. This guy didn't go to the restroom. He went on PC, bro.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I just sound fat.
You heard what I said.
Such a crazy way.
Okay. Anyways, look. So the argument for more realism is quite literally like very, very simple. It's just an abductive argument. Yeah, I'm already. So again, the argument for more realism is just a very simple adaptive argument or abductive. I forgot how to pronounce it. It's just that if moral facts did not exist, then it doesn't seem as if there'd be any sufficient explanation towards not only the presence of moral convergence, where people seem to actually come to agree on certain moral or like moral truths or accept certain like moral values as like society continues to develop, and also our moral intuitions that we generally seem to become stronger and stronger as we continue to evolve.
So just, you know,
wait, why is he over talking me while I'm like establishing the argument?
And what's the issue?
Why is he like over talking me while I'm like establishing the argument? Why is he over talking me while I'm establishing the argument?
Guys, calm down.
Okay. So again, I'm just going to repeat it, maybe like so the VC can hear me properly. But the argument is like just very simple. It's just it seems as if there's loads of evidence that actually point towards the direction of more realism. It just seems as if not only the presence of moral convergence, but also the fact of seem to have very, very strong moral intuitions, right? Which seem to actually come from a place of actually objective and stance independent moral facts existing. It seems as if like generally from what we can observe on a day-to-day basis, general moral talk and the presence of genuine moral disagreement seeming to exist actually seems to lend credence to the fact that moral facts exist. So, what's your response?
Yes. So, where do you even like get the idea that it leads more credence to such? But I had already given my other, address it.
What's the other interpretation you have?
I'll re-clarify. So you claim that we have no seemingly other way to explain like the purpose for these moral statements and what, but that could just be some ways of communicating attitudes and even ways of discipline.
Is he lagging out just for me?
How we feel, I don't see why they have to do anything more than just a subjective experience.
Yeah, he's lagging out.
Yeah, he's lagging out. Archie, you're lagging out. But
as for the credence and stuff.
Wait.
By the way, I have a hearing all. You can hear what I'm saying. I'm just saying it randomly fast and slow. I'm not lagging out.
No, you are lagging out, but okay.
But back to what I was saying earlier, though. You said that there's also like a ton of loads of evidence. I'm assuming that you refer to this load of evidence within the external world, and if not, that you're trying to demonstrate in some other, language way. So, I'd have to ask, where is this load of evidence being demonstrated, because I haven't seen it being demonstrated. You even have moral disagreement leads more credence to the fact that these things are facts. I don't take that interpretation by any means.
Archi W.
Wait, is he like... Okay.
We have to understand to a certain extent. By the way, I'm not lagging that bad again. I'm just saying certain things slower and faster. But anyways, though, we can generally seem to understand that the idea of moral, disagreements could just simply form from the fact that, facts would have to be required for them, some type of order or direction to be found. And because of this facts, or this, general order isn't just lacking, obviously there's going to be a lack of requirement that is needed for disagreements not to be had, similar to non-moral facts, about even if we have disagreements in other various areas, there's going to be some type of way of measuring how truthful such thing is, which is something that is lacking of the property of morality. So can you demonstrate all of these things, and can you address all of those arguments?
Yeah, so the first argument you made was about how instead of us actually having these like genuine moral intuitions, instead they can just be a product of our subjective experience. However, that clearly doesn't seem to be the case, as if you ask the average person, and in fact, I'll give an example, which would be if you see somebody getting...
So why
am I getting cut off in the middle of my argument? Yeah,
just letting you know.
yeah, no. He's getting ready. He's itching.
That's
So
okay. I mean,
again, don't worry. I'll just look at me on my recording.
Right now,
but anyways, but the evidence quite literally is just the fact that if we analyze our own intuitions, and this is just going to be an appeal to the rational person, right? If you see somebody getting stabbed in the street, and then you notice that, oh, and you say this is wrong, you shouldn't be doing that. This is wrong. This shouldn't be done, right? Obviously, if you ask yourself even further, oh, would it be immoral even if I had a preference for it, even if I liked the work, even if I liked stabbing people, would it be immoral to do? And the answer is yes, it would still be immoral to do, even if I liked doing it, right? Or you can ask yourself, would child murder be wrong, even if you liked child murder? And the answer would be yes. There are multiple examples of this, even in which people actually seem to express a preference towards this thing. There are multiple instances of murderers who say that, oh yeah, I'd murder you. They prefer to murder. They're like ultra sadists. However, they're still able to genuinely acknowledge that the actions that they're doing are wrong, and they seem to be able to acknowledge that what they're doing is immoral. So it seems as if that, like, just very, very clearly, that, like, also called these, like, intuitions, and these intuitions that we have seem to not come from a place of just personal experience or something that's just deeply subjective to ourselves. Rather, it also seems to be something that's actually external to ourselves, and that is what is causing these intuitions. And as for the second point that he brought up, which is that, what's it called, these moral disagreements could just seem to be this certain way, even though there isn't any moral fact. Now, we know that multiple times, at least, whenever you see, for example, two scientists disagreeing about something, you'd conclude that, oh yeah, at least one of them has to be right, or neither of them could be right, because there could be an objective fact of the matter that neither of them have access to. This is the case for almost every single other aspect of disagreement in our life. So the fact that we're not extending this to morality, even though it seems as if people seem to have like genuine moral disagreements on a day-to-day basis, where they aren't just saying, oh yeah, this is just how I feel, this is how you feel, I'm just saying I prefer this, you're just saying you prefer X, right? It doesn't seem as if they're just talking about what they prefer. It seems as if they actually are trying to talk about some objective fact of the world rather than just some subjective preference that they have. I don't know how a subjectivist would even account for statements like, oh, I think this is wrong, but I might be mistaken. What would that mean if wrong there just meant some preference that they have? It seems as if the fact that we seem to change our moral views, and the fact that we're even skeptical as to whether or not we deem this thing as right or not, seems to lend credence towards the fact that these morals aren't just based off of our preferences.
Okay, yeah, that's funny. You only addressed two of my arguments, by the way, and not three. But that's completely fine, though. Now, again, the simple idea of disagreement, I'm going to address the second one first. This is not going to be, some type of indictment of moral realism. And no anti-realist is going to say that, or non-cognitivist is going to say that, right? Disagreement is to be found in essentially any area, even where no one doubts that the claims at stake purport to report facts that everyone grants that some claims are true, whether that's in science, different fields of study. But the type of disagreements that vary, from moral or non-moral facts, these things can be measured by, things of the external world. Now, the idea of disagreement, you saying that it can lend credence to your area, it is not an argument, unfortunately, because we have to understand that many people differ in their emotions, attitudes, interests, and some people just simply can argue and give an interpretation that moral disagreements simply reflect the fact that moral claims people embrace, are really just devices for expressing and serving different emotions, attitudes, and interests, regardless of whether they're born in a certain environment or, whatnot. And even then, some can even argue that these moral disagreements take the form they do because the facts that would be required to give them, or some type of order or direction, are simply just not to be found or not existent, within the reality. So it's really wouldn't matter, that's a pretty shitty argument. Am I fucking lagging?
Yeah, you were lagging pretty bad earlier.
Am I?
But I'm not lagging, he said. I'm
what? Wait, am I
It's
lagging?
better now. But no, you're not lagging anymore.
Anyways. And your first point, shut up. Anyways. But yeah, and then your first point, regarding whether, these moral facts, I already addressed this within my first point, to which I don't think you fully had understood. But, this extraordinary evidence is just not to be found. You haven't explained what this load of evidence is. And if you're saying that disagreement is just going to be this load of evidence, I've already explained why that doesn't necessarily lead to your conclusion, unfortunately. But I guess that's the British in you.
Yeah.
So it's going to be your response.
So the first thing also, Wait, let me check if I'm echoing. Yeah, no, I'm not echoing. But the first thing, quite literally, is just your response wasn't actually really a proper response to the argument. So whenever you say that, of course, people disagree all the time about things that don't even have an objective fact about the matter. You can say that's true, that maybe they do disagree about stuff. You can say people disagree about sports teams. However, you won't see people going to war about whether or not which sports team is better. You won't see people going to war or even willing to physically assault other people on a variety of occasions, depending on whether or not they think your sports team is better or not. However, you will see people willing to do that for morality. So it seems as if moral fact and just general morality, like our moral intuition, seem to actually grant us this special force, right? These like moral claims, moral judgments that we make seem to give us this special force to act upon them, compared to any regular judgment about just mere preferences. You said that this moral disagreement could just be fueled by quote unquote, I'm pretty sure it was preferences, or it could just be expressions of our emotions. But again, it's very, very conceivable to say a person who actually doesn't have any sort of emotion, and a person who can't feel emotion at all, yet they can still express genuine moral judgment. I also gave you the example of serial killers who also, even though they have preferences towards this thing and they seem to have a positive emotional disposition towards this thing, they seem to be able to express genuine moral judgment to say that this thing is wrong. So to say morality is simply just reducible down to either of those two things just doesn't actually seem to work. Also, whenever you tell me that moral disagreement, right, you can say that people disagree on stuff all of the time, even though there isn't an objective fact of the matter. I'd like to see some form of wait, am I cutting out? Wait, am I cutting out? Okay, I'm going to assume not. But what's it called? If you say that people disagree on stuff without an objective fact of the matter all of the time, I'd like to see some form of empirical work that seems to point towards that direction. I can give you multiple examples of people actually expressing genuine disagreement and there actually being a fact of the matter. And it seems as if these issues where they have genuine disagreement and there is a fact of the matter, they seem to motivate people to act a certain way compared to other situations where it's just, for example, I like tea compared to I like coffee. You won't see people willing to harm each other over that because that's trivial. However, you see people willing to harm each other over things with an objective fact of the matter. And especially when evolutionarily you could say that our intuitions have been developed to actually be truth tracking and track onto reality. So to say that we can just dismiss them and instead we can just dismiss all of these feelings about objective moral facts existing and just say they're all emotion based regardless of all of the evidence that I've given you just seems to be completely disingenuous, and I don't even know how you can respond to this while remaining honest.
Case because we can accept all of these.
Wait, was he speaking while I was in the middle of my sentence?
Even some of the facts that you have presented, they can be true, but what is true of those doesn't necessarily lead to dropping my commitments because you just gave different interpretations. You know, and the statements that I don't agree on to such, which is that no one would be as motivated to kill or harm over such things compared to what you consider to be moral statements.
Wait, can you repeat all of that? Can you repeat all of that?
I just don't agree to such. You know, you made a very, very hefty knowledge claim earlier, saying that the average person is going to be taking such, to which I don't know what average environment you're referring to, whether that's the U.S. community, whether that's, Europe, whether that's, Eastern European countries, the Middle East, Africa, wherever, Asia. But I have no way of telling this. And
can you repeat your argument real quick?
So it just seems to be the case that that's just going to be something that you pull it out of your ass and that you just can't actually defend, So
no, wait. So Zaza, what's it called?
Or been very good at demonstrating your point. So I'd like some actual evidence to such, and I'd like you to actually explain why such your interpretation would hold up any better than anyone else's interpretation would on all of those, facts.
So what's it called? I'm going to need you to repeat most of that because Zaza, I didn't ask you to. Okay. No, wait. Okay, wait. Can I look? Okay, he's doing it almost immediately. He's doing it almost immediately. But Zaza, I asked you to moderate, right? I didn't ask you. Wait, I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you to. Wait. Okay, look, he's doing it again. Look, he's doing it again. Look, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. But look, I didn't ask you to only mute him whenever he begins to start loud miking, especially when I'm in the middle of my argument and then he starts speaking. Okay, wait. I'm asking you to mute him if he's trying to make an argument in the middle of my sentence. Hello? Wait, is that something hard to understand? I don't want him giving an argument in the middle of my sentence. If you can't do that simple thing, then we can just get a different moderator. I'm so confused. Wait, Zaza, are you going to say, Zaza, are you going to moderate properly, or are you just going to leave?
Just pick up the
I'm just going to local mute him until I'm going to answer.
You can local mute him. That's fine.
No, Archi, can you repeat the argument? Can you repeat the argument? Can you repeat the argument?
Which argument do you want me to repeat?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Well,
yes.
I'm not going to repeat the whole thing, right? Because a lot of the things that I
You're lagging
said,
out,
it
by
was
the
just
way.
me saying that I had already mentioned.
Yeah, like the mic is cutting out really badly.
Archie, you're lagging out.
To the conclusion you're referring to.
You're lagging out. You're lagging out. You're lagging out.
Yeah, that's essentially it.
You're lagging out. You are lagging out.
Also, by the way, I was like really talking slow and fast, like. It's literally just it, dude. Like I don't know, like
literally me and Zaza are telling you you're lagging out. Okay, bro. Yeah, both of us are mistaken.
Like, different.
Okay.
Like, sometimes I talk faster and slower because I have like dissonance, like connections.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Like,
so
it's not like I'm cutting in and out so terribly.
So you said like some of it was like what's it called? You said
like,
some of it. Okay, so you said some of it was just you saying what you said earlier, and then you said something else. Was there anything new that you said you haven't said before?
Goodness gracious, dude! Just
is he lagging? Is he lagging just for me?
Did perfectly. Good job, bro.
I literally can't even hear what you're saying right now. Like neither
bro. Like I can hear myself. You're just making excuses because you're avoiding and you don't actually know how to
yeah, he's lagging for everyone.
Just come on.
Yeah, exactly. Can someone like get this guy to fix his lag?
Okay, you can say.
I need to get clear for one. Did you say anything new from before? That's all I need you to repeat. Anything else is just trivial.
I already answered that.
Yeah. So what was the new thing that you said?
I told you the only thing like you can consider new is just me saying that I'd like to like wrap this up if you're just gonna keep repeating yourself and like you're just giving more equal interpretations when you right now you're on the positive.
Okay.
You know, like I don't think you fully understand what the idea of moral realism is, right? But you're just trying to say that moral claims, you know, do purport to report facts, and you know if they are true, they are only true if they get the facts right. That at least some moral claims are true. But none of like the interpretations you've given have necessarily led to this, and there are multiple interpretations that I can just simply say they're opposite, especially interpretation of moral disagreement. And your idea that people have different motivations and a particular unique quality about motivations that are completely separate from other things such as like sports or like food, like how you mentioned, like opinions like that. Many people kill over those things as well. And you also mentioned an average median earlier, to which I asked for a statistic on that because you can't measure necessarily that. You don't have any information on that. That's just a claim you pulled out of your ass because you have to ask, what is the average? Are you talking about the average in your neighborhood? You said a whole lot of I see, and that could just be a product of your environment. What about when you measure into Europe, or when you measure into the US, or when you measure into Asia or Africa, or different environments like that? You know, are you referring to averages there? Is there just some unique quality that's only shared within specific environments? You generally start to wonder, oh wait, if the environment is the reason why such person has the perspective. Like it's arguments, they're just elementary, dude. I just want an actual argument for more realism, please.
Yeah, so whenever I say average there, what I mean is when I say average there, what I'm trying to appeal to is just the people who are in this call. So specifically every single person, okay, wait, can I like finish my sentence? Like, okay, but every single person in this call can like attest that usually they don't seem to actually get the same form of like emotional reaction or get actually the, okay, wait, can I finish my sentence? But
yes,
anyway,
you can, and as a moderator, I will mute you if you're interrupted. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, what's it called? As I was saying before,
okay, look, I have mod.
Am I going to like finish my
continue,
so okay, I guess I'll just look at me. But look, whenever I say average, the people who I'm trying to appeal to is one, just the people who are listening to the debate. Literally every single rational person who is witnessing this debate can attest to the fact that they do not get the same visceral reaction whenever they say, for example, like rape is moral, right? And there's nothing immoral about that. To whenever they say tea is better than coffee, it seems as if we have these certain ingrained reactions inside inside of us, which make us react in a certain way compared to under any other environment. Also, whenever you say that, like, if we look at other places, would they have the same reaction? It seems as if like moral convergence is just something that we can statistically prove. For example, right now, we don't actually grab people by the ankles with horses, then drag them across the street, and so that they die by virtue of like fucking friction burns or however they die, right? We don't hang people anymore. We also don't like stone people to death generally. I can show you like statistics what they say. Give me a second, I'm going to find them. Has crime become less brutal over time? Wait, has crime become less over time globally?
That's a retarded argument.
Wait, anyways, but how are you sure crime
In the Middle East.
homicide is declining?
Mexico.
Okay, yeah, this is like the perfect example. Wait, what's it called? Moxie, are you listening? Moxie, are you
Yeah,
there?
what's up?
Yeah, can you check side chat? What's it called?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the statistic is literally just right there. What's it called? It's just homicide is decreasing around the world, and this is something that like even I could just appeal to you as the judge for. Generally, it seems as if like even you seem to get a completely visceral reaction whenever, like, for example, somebody tells you rape is moral or murder is moral or child exploitation is moral, compared to whenever they just give you other statements that simply like what's it called? That just simply about your preferences, right? So again, it just seems as if like preference claims are moral claims, even from the perspective of even the judge, the average person who's watching this call, right? Everyone seems to not get, like, wants to kill other people over like sports, right? And even if you say that there are a few outliers where people do actually do so, it doesn't seem to be as widespread and as common as like moral claims are, right? And as like judgments and actions about morality are. So whenever like what's it called? It doesn't actually seem as if you have any sort of like even equal amounts of evidence. You keep trying to assert that your evidence is like equal to mine. However, I don't even know what would even make them equal. As they equal in the sense that yeah, they are equally as intuitively plausible. Because if it's like intuitive, like if you're trying to appeal to people's intuition here, then we can literally make a poll right now in chat and ping the entire server. People generally will react worse to people saying, oh yeah, it's moral for me to rape your mother, compared to people making claims about, oh yeah, I like the Lakers over any other basketball team. Simple claims about your preferences like that, about sports teams, they don't hold the same sort of relevance. People seem to be motivated to act in a certain way about morals. If somebody, let's say, is a law or put something in as a law, and the reason why it's a law is because they believe it's morally right, people are motivated to act in accordance to what they believe is morally right. However, you will notice that people aren't as motivated in that same sort of fashion to like act in a certain way depending on their preferences. I can prefer not to get my shoes dirty. However, I'll still go into a burning building and still save a child, even if it's against my preferences. So to say preferences and emotions are just identical to morality just isn't actually analogous at all, and it doesn't actually seem to be representative of how people are
traps
speaking.
instead of a room with traps isn't a preference.
Wait, repeat what you said? What did you ask me?
No, hypothetically, if you were to have two rooms, one that had trap booby door spikes, and if you walked into it, it would immediately kill like 100,000 like children.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walked had a room on the right that had none of these things. Like you're just completely safe and everything happens normally. You just walk into a room, maybe there's pizza there, whatever. Would it not be a preference to walk into the room that wouldn't do that? And would that preference not be based on motivations, multiple things, whether that could be the fact that you want to also save your life, whether you view the killing of children wrong, multiple negative parameters that generally like lower the quality of life for many people, including yourself.
Look,
would that not be a motivating behavior and factor that can still fit within the lines of satisfaction?
Okay, so it seems as if you're like getting mistaken here.
The ideas of satisfaction, dissatisfaction. The only thing you're trying to posit here is that my definition, or that the way people define things, is wrong. To which I mean, yeah, certain things can be true by your own personal definition, but this isn't going to have any real credence. Because I can say the equally same thing. And then at that point, you're going to say, oh, okay, well, if we can interpret things equally and our values equal, then who's reporting the facts? The facts just not there.
So, what's it called?
You still haven't addressed any of my ideas on moral disagreement as well.
Yeah, so to respond to the thing you just said, morals and preferences can align with each other, where usually the average rational person,
I agree.
okay, what's it called? The average rational person is also always going to, like, or most of them are going to say, oh yeah, I prefer things which are moral generally, right? However, what's it called? To say that preferences and morality are identical just seems to be completely absurd. For example, I can pull you up an interview right now, or for example, a serial killer, right, who is getting interviewed, and they say, oh yeah, they love to kill. Also, wait, Zaza, can you like mute this guy? Zaza, can you mute this guy? But actually, wait, I'll just local mute him. I have the recording people watch, right? Give me a second. I'm just gonna local mute this guy.
Not local, you have to listen to him.
No, I don't have to listen to the guy if he's cutting me off. But literally, what's it called? I can give multiple interviews of actual serial killers being interviewed, and they say even though they prefer to murder, they have a positive emotional disposition to murder, right? They still think murder is wrong, right? Or you can give another example. If, like, what's it called, abortion seemed to actually benefit more people than it harmed, some people would still say, oh yeah, it is still wrong to do so, even if they prefer to actually preserve more lives. So it seems as if our preferences and what is moral is completely distinct. Another example would be Hiroshima. You could say that people in America, like, they prefer to keep living, they prefer to keep preserving the lives of the American people, right? However, they still think it's wrong for you to bomb the Japanese people. So it seems as if to say preferences and morality are identical is just something that's completely just misaligned from reality. Like, they aren't even connected to each other.
This is funny. I know
He has you local muted, by the way.
Yeah, wait, Zaza, I still don't know, why aren't you muting the guy if he's cutting me off?
Those are just my contentions.
He literally just said you local muted him, so why would it matter if I served you now?
You know.
Yeah, so that he doesn't keep making new arguments? Question mark?
Yeah.
That's like, but what's it called? Oh yeah, Zaza is friends with the guy. No wonder.
I guess he's friends with me, even though we barely talk. You know, like, I'm cool with him. He's a cool dude.
Oh yeah,
He's
a cool dude. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah, definitely. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. Anyways, look. So, anyways, what's it called? Moxie, did he say anything new? Did he say anything new whenever I was speaking? Did he say anything new, or did he just repeat something he said before? Moxie, if you were listening.
He's good, dude.
Yeah, Moxie.
I didn't listen to that part. I gave my judgment about the things he said in the side chat, though. I said, like, my issue with this doesn't conclude that, like, these no better reasons are, you know, the cause, but you can possibly ascribe a possible cause to them. But yeah, I don't know. The thing, like, one of the possible cause that, you know, the thing that you sent is that they say it's due to, you know, domestic policies from these individual countries. The thing that you could possibly say is maybe these, like, policies are, you know, whether the people who are making these policies, maybe they were, like, engaging in some deliberation or something that I don't know. It's either the case that, like, those reasons were either, like, stance-independent reasons or stance-independent reasons, but, you know, I don't know how we would know that.
Yeah, but, like, did Archi say any of that, by the way?
Well, that's essentially what I was saying.
I wasn't listening. I was just, yeah, that's why I said I wasn't listening. I was just only, like, giving, like, my sort of, like, issue.
Oh, okay. Never mind. But, yeah. Are you, like, willing to watch the recording and just, like, judge who won then?
Sure. Do you want to end it there then?
Yeah, the only other thing that I just need you to give me, like, an account for is, why do you think people generally seem to be converging on certain, like, moral fact or, like, certain moral truths, if you think that there's no moral facts that actually exist? What would be the account for that?
Conversion? Okay, so what do you mean by conversion? Because there's many things that you can mean by that.
People seem to be agreeing more often on moral claims.
More often on moral types? Well, where do you see this at?
So, for example, you notice that the average...
When you say more people, it seems to be the case that you're referring to a majority account.
So, like, for example,
it seems to notice... maybe, like, the Western society could, you know? Yes. The Western society isn't going to be all of society, even the majority amount of society. It's actually going to be the minority. So I don't necessarily understand what you're trying to say when you say most.
All right.
Give me a second. I'm just going to pull up a statistic.
Yeah, good.
Explaining historical moral convergence...
Because
wait, okay, no, this you need to pay for this. Never mind. Convergence theories and more. La da 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 da.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I was just simply going to say this, right? We understand.
Don't say anything new. Wait, don't say anything new so I don't get sidetracked. Don't say anything new. Naturalistic. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Da 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 da. Converging views in social networks, the paradox of convergent evidence, more progress, recent developments, society change over time. There. This is like there's one. What's it called? I don't think you can even name me a single like example of people people disagreeing with, for example, people like generally people seem to for example value animals more. People seem to value women more. People also like
of communication we seem to use.
What are you talking about?
Wrong with that.
What are you talking about?
Or can you still hear him?
No, look. If I'm finding evidence and he starts speaking, then I'm just going to like look at me at the guy. But
stop over talking.
Hear me?
Yeah. If I'm finding evidence, if I find evidence, I ask him for an account of something, and then he's like, "Oh, where's the convergence?" I'm looking for evidence for the convergence. Then he starts giving a new argument while I'm looking for the convergence. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, Archie, what was the argument you just gave?
That's not a new argument. You do understand that you had previously asked me why people feel this way, right?
And you questioned whether or not they felt like that in the first place,
even if they aren't facts.
Yeah, no, you questioned why they felt like that in the first place.
They aren't even true.
Wait.
Which I explained to you that moral language. Well, first off, we have to think of what even is language. Language is just a system of communication that people use. Every language is a system of communication. Moral language is a system of communication. Now, to what behavior and what purpose this, system of communication fully fulfills and what kind of communication we're referring to, that is something that is obviously in question, right?
Okay, I'm just going to
with the interpretation.
I'm just going to describe it like this.
Reflect the fact that these moral claims people embrace are, despite their appearances or parameters, are really just devices for expressing, or serving in their different emotions, attitudes, motivations, dreams.
Oh, okay. So wait, you think that all of language? Okay, so to be clear, you think all of language is just like expression of your emotions and your dreams, right?
The majority, not average. The majority of people agree on such interpretations and stuff like that. I don't think you understand the concept of war, Shinra, or maybe you're just.
Oh my god, he's just rambling. He's filibustering. Oh my god, he's wasting my time.
Even then, of course, you could always just make the counter. Oh well, that's just reflective of the government. It's not
the truth master has arrived.
Yeah, no, he's wasting my time, Dingo. Can you please tell him to stop wasting my time?
Such as, let's say, Palestine versus Israel, to which we see this variance on both sides taking distinctive sides. Even Ukraine versus Russia, where we see both sides taking distinctive, sides. Civilians included. So,
do you think any of them agree? Wait, Archie, do you think any of the people who take either sides or who's moral?
Simply saying that.
Okay, my God.
Because I feel like you're really just referring to the Western society. When you feel,
he's going to keep talking. Okay, so one, I have a few questions, and I need what's it called? I have
so I am Shinra.
Anyways, Dingo, are you gonna chill? But okay, but I have a few questions that I need to be direct. Okay,
I am Shinra.
Is this okay? Anyways, look, I don't know why Dingo is third partying my debate. Can we get a mute on Dingo, please? Can we get a mute on Dingo, please? How did C get muted but not Dingo?
Dingo must be muted.
How did C get muted?
How does Dingo in this?
Zaza, are you going to do your job? Or?
I fucking keep on serving.
Zaza, are you going to do your job?
I'm the truth master.
Dingo, please.
Goodness quality. Did you know I have mods? So you better. I have
I can't do anything to Dingo.
This nigga is.
Yes, you can. You okay? Thank you. So you muted them finally. So I have a few questions, and I need a very direct response. I don't need any form of dodging from Archie. So one, the first question is: do you think the statement "there is a laptop in front of me"? Do you think that is trying to purport a non-cognitive state, or do you think he's trying to pick out an object within reality and assign it a property? For one, and two, do you think either of the people who choose a side on Israel versus Palestine, do you think either of them would agree that killing children is moral? Now, the answer to both of those is very clear. So I'm going what's it called? I'm going to let you speak. Just give me an answer.
That's It's not any biased language.
Don't give a fuck, Apollo, nigga.
No, I already asked you. Can you please repeat yourself? Because I haven't heard what you had said.
So, what's it called? Do you think, these are the two questions. So, do you think when somebody says, I have a laptop in front of me, do you think that is an expression of emotion or a non-cognitive state? Or do you think it is picking out an object within reality and then assigning it to a property? And then the second question was quite literally just, do you believe that out of Israel versus Palestine, do you believe either one of them would agree that killing of children is moral? Do you think the majority of them think that?
One of them,
yeah, do you think the majority of them think killing of children is immoral?
I'm pretty sure the Israel side would, yeah.
Huh? Do you have any? Okay, yeah, give me some sort of empirical work for that, please.
Well, you asked what I think.
Yes. Do you have any basis for what you think?
I mean,
what, you just think things without proof?
All over Twitter and all over social media.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Give me evidence. Yeah. Give me evidence. I don't need your anecdote. Give me evidence.
Went, like videos and stuff like that.
Yeah. Give me evidence. Yeah. Give me evidence.
I can like DM them to Moxie or you if you'd like, so both of you guys can see.
Yeah.
And we seem to see that many people, like Israel, has access everywhere. We understand that. I don't know if you know the Israel like hashtags and stuff like that, but Israel has sponsorship and advertisement all over the Western borders, especially all over the U.S. I mean, if you think of the Super Bowl, one of the most popular, advertising things, all over the U.S.
So are you going to keep dodging the question?
Advertisement, and they gave Israel sponsorship.
Are you going to keep dodging the question?
And it's funded by them.
Do you enjoy dodging questions?
Gala.
Do you enjoy dodging questions?
During the bombing of Rafah, to where we've seen probably the biggest amount so far in this war of children killing. And to say that civilians or that the average media is not aware of this, I think that'd be pretty ignorant to say, considering the fact that, if we look all over Twitter on Israel, TikTok, if we look all over, definitely bigger social media outlets that are pretty popular amongst children and stuff like that, we see many Israelites,
I didn't ask for your life story, dude. I asked you for evidence. Like, are you going to keep giving me your life story? Like, I need evidence, please. Like, this guy just keeps talking. Like, look, the Archi tactic is just to keep talking over and over and over again so that your opponent forgets what the argument is. I need some empirical work. I need evidence. I don't. Okay.
Shinra, are you evidence even is, you dimwit?
Look, so I need evidence. Look. I don't care. Who muted me? Look, I don't care. I don't care. Look. I don't care for your life story. I don't care for your what's it called? I don't care for your personal anecdote about the news. I need evidence. I need proof. I need something I can see. I need something I can see, please. Please. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Oh my god, okay. I'm going to wait for the evidence.
Such a disagreement isn't going to be, necessarily an issue or indictment, or that, moral disagreement is actually necessary in some cases. There are even better arguments than the ones you're using right now. That's genuinely in contention when, like, an anti-realist, or let's say, like,
what is this talking about? Oh my god. Do you have any empirical work, bro? Please. Are you going to keep running? Like, are you going to keep running? Oh my god, okay, so we're going to try this. We're going to try this the ask yourself style. Archie, are you going to provide me evidence 1? You have 5 tries.
Instead of arguing and swinging aimlessly, throwing.
Are you going to give me evidence 2?
Don't know how to fight.
Are you going to give me evidence 3? Are you going to give me evidence 4?
We're gonna be good, Shinra.
Are you going to send me evidence 5? So that's 5 tries, and Archie has still failed to give me any form of evidence. Why is he running? So are you going to give me evidence 6?
I know it's.
Are you going to send me evidence 7?
It hurts. But
are you going to send me evidence 8?
See, that's the reality.
Are you going to send me evidence 9?
So when you try to overtalk me,
are you going to send me evidence 10?
Because your mic is just terrible and you suck.
Are you going to send me evidence 11? Are you going to send me evidence 12?
It's not going to be something.
Okay, so that's 12 attempts. That's 12 attempts. I'm going to stop the recording. Archie, do you have a closing statement? Do you have a closing statement in mind?
So
do you have a closing statement in mind?
Shinra, this isn't going to be helpful in your favor.
Yeah, do you have a closing statement in mind?
Do you notice how you just saved the recording?
Yeah, no, I gave you 12 attempts to give me evidence. I gave you 12 attempts to give me evidence. So, do you want to move to closings?
Why are you trying to end the recording before the debate finishes?
No. The debate's officially over here. So, do you have are you going to? Okay, so I'm going to keep asking you. Do you have any closing statements? Do you have a closing statement? Do you have a closing statement? Do you have a closing statement?
What's wrong?
Do you have a closing statement? Do you have a closing statement? What's your closing statement?
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, I figured so. Yeah, get back to the debate.
Yeah, what's your closing statement? Go ahead.
Back to what I was saying previously.
Okay, so he isn't giving me the closing statement.
It's important to understand that this sense of moral disagreement that people may offer and the idea that Israel. If you want an actual statistic.
Yeah, give me the statistic.
I can get you.
Yes, please. Give me the statistic, please. Please. Give me the statistic, please.
Screenshots on,
Yes.
Even the amount of, hashtags on Israel.
Oh my God. Where's the statistic? Oh my gosh. Where's the statistic, please? Oh my gosh. Does this guy like enjoy running?
Are you an idiot?
Like I hope this guy does track outside the Discord. Why does he keep running?
I gave evidence, you stupid.
Yeah, where's the evidence? What's the evidence? Did you send it in chat? Is it on the moon? Where's the evidence?
You have to be so.
Wait, Zalza, do you see the evidence? Do you see the evidence? I don't see the evidence. Do you see the statistic?
You're not a real human being.
Wait, Zalza, do you see the statistic?
There's no way that you can. Seriously. It's completely okay though. It's fine.
He has me what?
So let's
He hasn't
see.
sent yet.
Oh, so he hasn't sent it yet. So why did he say he has evidence? Okay, so he was lying. Okay, don't worry.
Are you dumb?
Are you stupid?
This guy.
Are you dumb?
Are you stupid? I mean,
Are you stupid?
How about this? Let's compare.
Look, your accent is coming out, Archie. We're one and the same now.
In here again, Shinra.
We're one and the same now, Archie.
Do you want me to get right Harrison in here?
Both of our accents are coming out again.
Little tweeb.
So, Archie, are you going to send me the evidence? Are you going to send me evidence? Are you going to send me evidence?
You're so,
you have 10 more
ignorant.
attempts.
It's just so.
You have 10 more attempts.
So truly sad, I just don't understand how someone can be this mentally.
Okay.
Idiotic.
You have 10 more attempts, dude.
Brother. You're just embarrassing yourself. You don't have the mic qualities to even ever talk.
You have 10 more attempts to send me evidence.
I'm just confused.
So, do you have this statistic?
Okay, so sit in quiet while I get my statistics. And
so why is it when I was looking for my statistic, you start speaking?
Okay.
You're speaking right now.
That's fine. So while I get this,
did I ask you the question, bro? You're a moderator. Shut your mouth.
While I get my evidence and stuff like that, I'll ask you a question. Can you answer a question for me, Shinra?
Did he mute me?
Oh wow, he got muted. Oh, wow.
Why did he mute me? Oh, he muted me because I insulted him. Sounds like you're an idiot, bro. Anyways, look, Archie, what's your question?
No one wants to hear you speak, Shinra.
What's your question, Archie?
No one likes the sound of your voice.
What's your question?
Holy fuck, I got you, my friend. I got you. Can you fill in a word for me, please?
Okay, so it isn't relevant. Okay. I'm just gonna wait till you have the statistic.
I'm just curious.
Exactly, he isn't going anywhere. He's prepared not to give me the evidence.
So hard.
He's prepared not to give me the evidence.
Yeah, look at you.
I'm waiting.
I'm an idiot. I'm on TikTok right now getting it. Israel is over 7,000 or 700.
He's checking TikTok for his evidence. What an intellectual.
It's fine. Like I'm getting it right
Archie,
now.
can you define cognitivism?
I can even think of the sounds. Over 40,000 sounds and videos filmed of it.
Okay.
Like, goodness gracious.
How is that good evidence that all of these people support the death of children?
To the youth, correct? And that this is fulfilling what you asked of me.
Also, wait, one, how do you know that's the majority? And two, how do you know that all of these people who are making these videos are in support of the death of children?
Why does it have to be the majority? What, the majority of what?
Because I asked you for the majority. What do you mean, why does it have to be for the majority?
Idiots.
I asked you for the majority.
Of Israel? Do you think there's more old people than young people?
That isn't what I asked you. I asked you for the majority of every single Israeli person.
Do you think, Shitter, do you think that there's more like unks than there are children? Do you think that that's how birth rates
What, do you think,
work?
do you think that 40,000 people, do you think 40,000 people is the majority of all children in Israel?
There's no chance that you just
Do you think 40,000 people is the majority of people in Israel?
I'm just gonna help you with this, bro.
Do you think 40,000 people is the majority of people in Israel? This a yes or no, by the way.
Seriously.
This a yes or no, by the way.
I'm not gonna answer. I don't have to answer.
Yeah, keep running. How many people?
Let's see. So we have this right
are
here
in Israel.
And then I'm gonna get you that statistic now that I've collected the social media. I got you.
9 million people and they got me 40,000.
I'm collecting it. You're absolutely idiot. Let's see. How many? Man, let me get a stat for you. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. Interesting. So even this reflects the majority. So let's see how you're wrong.
Send me
say 3 different ways.
Send me in chat.
This in debate chat for you, okay, Moxie? I know Shinra doesn't have the capability of reading.
I know Shinra doesn't have the capability.
So maybe someone can translate for him.
Maybe somebody can translate for him.
Here, I got you, though.
Here, I got you, though.
So, this right here.
Sure, this right
so
here.
This is just generally the social media tour we see. It's pretty significant in size. And then this is, appealing to the young, crowd, of course. And then this is going to be the statistic to where it seems that majority of Israelis actually believe the war hasn't even gone far enough. That it should be done even more.
And
many would wonder, when was this taken? Maybe it was before the war. This was actually May 30th, 2024, to where we already see a large-scale amount, of child killing. This is after Rafah, right? So the excuse that, they just don't know, that can't be the
TikTok post is the evidence.
Are you going to say the young, audience doesn't have social media?
Wait, okay, so Israel... Right, this hashtag Israel. This is followers that they have. This is songs that they have.
Statistic is
evidence. This is TikTok. Wait, this is Twitter posts, right? And okay, look, I'm going to explain it slowly to you like this. So the war that is going on is fine. People can have different views as to whether or not they think the war is okay. That's completely fine. However, the thing I need you to answer to me is: do you think that a good majority of these people not only are aware of all of the war crimes that are going on, but also agree with them? Do you think so? And if so, then I need you to give me some form of argument for that. What's the account of that? Also, this is 34% of the people who have been interviewed, right? How many people were even interviewed in this statistic? Like, if you're unable to even answer me that, then I don't even know whether or not this is even a valid statistic. I just told you.
No, and I know, and I just answered.
So why'd you ask me what the issue was if I just told you the issue?
Of such. Your whole
if I just told you the issue, why'd you ask me what the issue was again?
He's saying that, people can disagree, but this isn't going to reflect the majority of people. You haven't even shown the majority of people agree with such.
Okay.
Which is something I asked beforehand.
That is
because you said on an average median, to which I asked you, average where? Is this going to be something that's very specific to your environment?
Okay, this guy's like an idiot. So, I'm going to explain this one more time and then we can move to closings. So, I didn't say that a majority of people actually agree that children should be killed. I didn't say they agree or disagree. I just asked you, do you think most people, a majority of people on either side, by the way, agree with the death of children? And then you sent me a statistic from Israel. You said that they believe that the war against Hamas has not gone far enough. Now, I don't know if the war against Hamas is identical to the killing of children, right? I didn't say killing of children in the war, but just killing of children generally. And you have not failed to provide me that, unless you think that the war against Hamas is identical to the killing of children, and you believe that that's how most of the Israeli people are viewing this war, which then I need more empirical work for. But until you have that sort of evidence, then we can conclude.
But they include Hamas within the children of the raids. Hamas is just code word for Palestinians.
How do you know that? Okay? How do you know that that's how all of these people are viewing? So how do you know that's how all of these people are viewing the Israel versus Hamas war?
Netanyahu, right, literally claiming that they only target Hamas, including their mass soldiers, and this being in response to Rafah.
You can get him saying that. That's not the claim I'm asking you for, by the way.
It's improving of the claim you're asking for.
No, I'm telling you, the thing you're trying to find evidence for is not the claim.
You asked for me to prove that Hamas is something related to the killing of the children.
No, that's why I asked you. That's why I asked you.
To say that that's a code name.
That's why I asked you.
If you're going to take that as literal as it can be,
that's why I asked you.
Nickname they label for them.
Is he listening to me?
Not direct implication and evidence for such.
Is he listening to me? Okay, so that isn't what I asked you. What I asked you very, very clearly is, do you think that the average Israeli person views Hamas and innocent children the same way, for one? Do you think that if they saw and if they were well aware of people getting killed, do you think children getting killed, innocent children, do you think if they were well aware of this, do you think the majority of people would agree with the death of these children, for one? And then two, again, the killing of children thing wasn't only extended to Israeli people, it was also extended to Palestinians as well. Do you think both of them in conjunction, do you think most of them agree with the death of children? And the answer is a very clear no. But I don't even need to answer for you. I just need you to actually respond to the question. If you don't respond to the question, you've wasted 47 minutes of my time. So do you want to move on?
My point. Any elementary schooler or middle schooler would be able to
wait, Salsa, you see how you continue to let him cut me off? You're an idiot. I don't know why I let you mod.
You're not real.
Zaza, you're an idiot. I don't even know why I let you mod. You're just holding your dick in your hand. But look, what's it called? So, what's it called? Archie.
Don't get frustrated.
Are you like
just respond?
Are you going to answer my question?
Are you gonna listen? I already did.
Wait, can you repeat my question back to me?
Which question are you referring to?
The most recent one.
The most recent one is, are you going to repeat my question?
Okay. Yeah, let's both be Ritos together. Archie, are you going to repeat the most recent question about whether or not, whether or not both Israeli and Palestinian people agree with the death of children? Do you know the question I asked you pertaining to that?
Well, do you understand that question? And I already told you.
Why is it repeating the question? Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, no. We can just end the debate here. No, we can just end the debate here. Yeah.